Film prep. I think film prep and scouting is the most important part of being able to be successful blocking kicks. The first thing I do is I always like to check on the operation time. How I do this is simply using the little counter at the bottom of the screen in Huddle. I'll pause the ball right before it's about to be snapped, and I'll mark down that time. And then I'll see when the ball hits the punter's foot, and I'll mark that time down, and I'll do a little subtraction and figure out what the operation time is. Anything, right around that 2.1 and above or slower, are kicks that I know we can go and get. Next most important thing I believe is the launch point. All right, some teams line up at 14, some teams line up at 12. That's all fine and good, but it's all about where that kicker is launching that ball. All right, if he's a two-step, a three-step punter, I like to mark down what yard line from center that launch point is going to be. Most of the time for us, we're seeing right around 9 to 11 being that point that we got to get to be that block point. Next would be the long snapper. Nothing against long snappers in the world, but man, I think it's a tough position to recruit in Division III. Sometimes they're not a full-time long snapper. Most of the time they play another position. So we want to take advantage of the weaker long snappers. A lot of times long snappers will also have tells. We had one last year that would look straight ahead, and right before he was ready to snap, he'd look between his legs and snap it immediately. So our kids knew as soon as that long snapper ducked his head and was looking through his legs, that snap was going to come here soon. The fourth thing we really do look at is their blocking schemes. We got really smart kids here at Carnegie Mellon, and once they kind of see that blocking scheme a couple times during the week, they're able to also find weaknesses in that scheme. So just by their basic alignment, sometimes it'll make it hard on their blockers to get to them, and they'll be able to shoot gaps and make plays that way. Lastly would be weak links. If there's a guy out there that maybe is new to the system, we saw one guy there and now he's not there anymore, we'll try to go after that weak link in the system, that weak link in their protection scheme. All right, so operation time is key. Launch point is key. Scouting that long snapper, very important. Your team knowing the blocking scheme, important. And then obviously we can find that weak link, we're going to take advantage.